And okay, I'm gonna solve this problem now, Yazan, and open the book page 51. Yazan, now you can speak.
Yes, teacher, thank you.
You are very welcome. All right, grade 6, my beloved grade. I hope that you are all doing well. In today's session, we are having a new reading comprehension, which is titled Michaela, DePrince, the war orphan who became a ballerina. What is the meaning of a ballerina?
I don't know.
Okay, it's great. It's pretty easy. Anyone else? Talal, Yasser, Tariq, Saud, Sakr, Riyad, Omar.
But teacher, what's the question?
Yes,
teacher?
yes.
What is
What's
the
the
meaning
question?
of a ballerina?
Oh, it's a girl who dances
A girl who dances. Dances what?
in a specific way.
Bravo.
That
This
does
dance is
ballet.
called
She does ballet.
Ballet. Bravo. Excellent. So, I think some of you have heard of ballet before, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we all have.
Okay, some of you have, some of you didn't. That's pretty okay. So, the question here is, what is the original location or original place for ballet? Or the most famous country for dancing ballet? Give me your wildest guess. It's not
France.
Britain.
Britain. Nice. What else?
France.
France. Nice. What else?
Brazil.
America.
Brazil. Okay. America. Nice.
Spain.
Spain. Good. Spain with salsa. And also Brazil with salsa. A country
Russia.
in Asia. Bravo. Abdel Malik. Nice, Abdel Malik. The most famous country for ballet is Russia. The most famous country for ballet is Russia. Okay, so here in our comprehension today, we're speaking about a girl. And by the way, that's a non-fiction story. Okay, it's non-fiction, so it's a true story. A girl called Michaela DePrince, and we can all Google it right now. And she's a war orphan. War orphan. What is the meaning of war orphan? Yes, Yazan?
No, teacher, I was raising my hand to tell you I can't unmute.
Okay, so tell me, if I asked you about a war orphan, what is your guess? Just a question.
An orphan
Yes, an orphan.
whose parents went
That
to
went
war.
to war.
An orphan that happened due to war. What is the meaning of orphan again? We studied that in the last reading competition.
A baby or a child that its parents are either dead or cannot not raise them.
Bravo. Excellent. Bravo.
Was that
So-
a clap?
Yep, it was a clapping. So, we're speaking about, just from the title, we haven't started yet, but we're just discussing the title of our reading comprehension. We had a war orphan and also ballerina. War is war. That's known by all of us. Fighting against each other in a civil war or fighting other countries in a war. And orphan, a girl or a child who lost his parents or even doesn't know his parents, or perhaps other orphans due to, for example, poverty, and their family just leave them to other families to be adopted. So we have a war orphan. So it means an orphan, but because of war. So a child who becomes an orphan because his parents died at war is called a war orphan. Once again, child, whether a boy or a girl, a child who lost his parents due to the act of war is called a war orphan. And ballerina means a dancer, but a dancer in a specific type of dancing called ballet. And the most famous country for ballet nowadays is Russia. Okay, so far so good.
Yes.
Haven't even started yet. So let's just try by reading the summary of the story. All right, let's start with.
Teacher, are you sharing?
I'm sharing my screen.
I can't see it.
Hold on a moment.
Can't see it either.
Hold on a moment. Can you see it now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes.
Go back to page 51. We're speaking about Michaela DePrince, the war orphan. War is war, and orphan, a child who lost his parents due to the action of war. We call him a war orphan. And Ballerina is a dancer, but in a specific type of dancing called the ballet. And Russia is the most famous country for dancing ballet. So let's start by reading the summary about Michaela DePrince, the war orphan who became a ballerina. Yazan, can you start?
Yes, teacher. From where?
Summary.
Summary. The article. Michaela DePrince, the war orphan who became a ballerina, by William Creamer. Wait, teacher.
Yes.
William Creamer follows an
Incredible.
incredible life. DePrince grew up in Syria,
Sierra Leone.
Sierra,
Leone.
Sierra Leone and lost her parents to war. During her difficult life in an orphanage.
Orphanage. Yes.
She saw an image of a ballerina and was struck by the hope and love she saw there because of a skin condition. She feared people would think she was ugly and would never adopt her. But a woman who met DePrince did adopt her, and she brought DePrince to a safer place. There,
Nice.
DePrince was able to pursue
Ballet as she had dreamed of doing. She is now a professional dancer. So, simply in the summary here, we just have.
Teacher?
Yes, darling.
I'm Faisal's this.
Yes,
I'm
Faisal.
sorry about I don't participate because I'm in the hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that. Are you feeling well now?
Okay. Yes, teacher.
So I have just reached Riyadh. Just send me the location for the hospital, and I'm gonna visit you. Okay, Faisal. If you have any problem, just contact me
teacher.
on Coursera. Send me the location. I'll just come visit you and stay with you. And if you have any problem with previous questions, I have no problem to just repeat them. Okay? And I hope that you get well very, very soon. So, once again, we're speaking about article. Article means it's in a magazine or a newspaper. Speaking about Michaela DePrince. Michaela DePrince, we call here the war orphan. The war orphan. So, once again, what is the meaning of a war orphan?
Can I answer?
Yes, please, Abdul Malik.
A war orphan is a child that lost her parents that went to war.
Proud. In war. Not necessarily went to war. Because, in war, innocent people die. Like if we have a war between two countries, one country bomb another, so millions of innocent people are gonna die, and millions of children are becoming war orphan. So a war orphan means a child who lost his parents in war, and later she became ballerina. And we said that a ballerina means a dancer in a specific type of dancing called ballet. Later, it was written by the writer William Cremer. It follows an incredible life. How incredible? How incredible? What are you speaking about incredible? So
Uh,
about just from the title, we're speaking about what?
a war orphan,
And she became
a ballerina,
Anna Ballerina. Famous or not famous?
famous.
Very, very, very famous. So some countries, for us here in KSA, for example, ballet is not so famous in our country because it's against our customs. But on the other hand, in other countries, it's very, very, very popular. Like football, for example. We all love football and we just support our teams. Are you Faisali?
No,
You cheer for Al Faisali?
no, teacher.
What? No.
No, teacher.
Then what's your favorite football team?
Hilal.
الهلال.
Oh, Hilal. Okay. Okay. So, as you hear love football, for example, so in some countries they adore ballet. And by becoming a ballerina, so that's very, very, very fantastic thing to do. So we're speaking about a girl who lost her parents due to war and became very famous. So it seems just from the title that it's an incredible life. Because just imagine if someone lost his parents as a child, what type of life would he have? So it's gonna be very, very, very difficult one. Surely it's gonna be very difficult. So DePrince herself grew up in a place called Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone. And lost her parents to war, meaning that her parents died at war. During her difficult life, once again, difficult life in an orphanage. What is the meaning of an orphanage?
Can I answer?
Yes, okay.
A place where orphans lives.
Bravo. Place where the orphan children live. Excellent, Abdulmalik. So orphanage, it's like a warehouse or a big house where all the orphan girls or boys live. She saw an image of a ballerina, image, photo of a ballerina, and was struck by the hope and love she saw there. So all of her ambitions and dreams just came out because of an image, a photo of a ballerina, because of skin condition. Skin condition. She has a problem in her skin. She feared people. Okay, just imagine that. If we have a boy with a very, very white skin, but he has some marks on his body, black marks, so he's gonna be shy of showing these marks. And also the other case, if we have a child with a dark skin and have marks in his body in white, so he's also gonna be very, very shy of showing these marks, and he's gonna later adapt a fear of people, that people perhaps are gonna make fun of him because of his skin. And because she had such a condition, she started to fear the people and would think that she was even an ugly girl, and that would never be adapted, or no one is gonna adapt here. What's the meaning of adaptation?
When a
تبني.
person adopts
تبني.
In English, Riyadh?
Teacher, I didn't say that.
In English.
adopt
Yes,
means. Can I
adoption
answer?
adoption.
Yes, adoption. What does it mean? Yes, Fah?
Can I answer?
إنك تتبنى
Wait.
شيء.
What in English?
Teacher, can I answer?
Adaptation or adoption?
Adoption.
Adoption.
You adopt someone. The noun is
Oh, a
you
parent
adopt someone.
Oh, a parent taking an orphan for care.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. So when a couple of parents take an orphan in order to raise him or her, of course it was a girl, then it's called adoption. So we are adopting a kid, means we are taking him to raise him as our own son. So because
True,
she
true,
had-
teacher, true.
what? Fahd, can you speak in English?
Yeah,
Please.
but I'm saying that yes.
Just try to use any simple word that can explain your meaning, and we will understand. But please try to use words only in English. Okay? It's totally fine to make mistakes. I have no problem in
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, okay. So, because she had a condition in her skin, unfortunately, she started to fear the people. And even going to think of herself as an ugly girl which would never be adapted. Just think about it. A young girl lost her parents in war, and she had skin condition, and she started to fear the people. Everyone around her was calling her an ugly, and that she would never be adopted. So just think of how much misery and sadness that girl lived in. But on the other hand, we find a woman called
Teacher. Hello, teacher. We can't hear you.
Oh, يمكن هو lagging. He's lagging يمكن.
and after she started to practice the ballet as her, of course.
Teacher, you were lagging.
Oh, my bad. So we have DePrince. She adapted her, and she started to present her to ballet. She started to practice the ballet as she had dreamed.
Teacher, the class finish. We leave.
لا, this class is an hour long. مو ب 30 minutes.
Oh.
Teacher, you're muted.
Summarize what we have said.
Teacher, can I go to the bathroom?
Quickly, please.
Okay.
Who can summarize what we have taken so far?
Well, I know that she was a war orphan.
Yes, nice. The first point starts when she became a war orphan.
And then she got made fun of.
She what?
She developed a fear of people.
Yeah, she developed a fear of people because she thought that she was. Continue.
She had a skin condition.
She had a skin condition which made her.
And then
think
she
that
got adopted.
Electricity.
Yes, bravo, bravo, bravo. So far, so good. So let's start by the background. And Tucker, please read this background quickly.
What background?
Yeah, on the screen.
From 1991 to 2002, Sierra Leone went through a violent civil war. During this decade, her life was extremely dangerous due to near complete lack of law in the country. Tens of thousands of people lost their lives. Countless families were torn apart. Children who lost their parents during the war became known as war orphans.
Nice. So that's what we have already spoken about. That during the decade means 10 years, a period of 10 years. So during that decade between 1991 and 2002, okay, many children in Sierra Leone became war orphans as they lost their parents in war, as we have spoken. Okay, Riyadh, can you read?
Teacher, did you call me?
Yes, read please paragraph number 1.
A professional stage debut is a huge event in the life of any ballerina. But Michaela DePrince's recent tour of South Africa also marked the end of an extraordinary journey from her childhood as a war orphan in Sierra Leone. I got out of a terrible place, says DePrince. I had no idea I would be here. I'm living my dream every single day. She was born in Sierra Leone in 1995. Her parents named her Mabinti, but after they both died in the Civil War, she was sent to an orphanage where
Teacher,
she
but what?
became a number.
Mu'adh, this is a 60-minute class, so do not leave. So, in the first paragraph here, we found something strange. A professional stage debut is a huge event in the life of any ballerina. So, we're starting right now our comprehension by the most successful period of her lifetime, which is becoming a ballerina. Not speaking at first about her orphanage, but Michaela DePrince's recent tour of South Africa also marked the end of an extraordinary journey from the childhood as a war orphan in Sierra Leone. So we're speaking about that although she had a very difficult growing up as a child as an orphan, but eventually she became a very professional ballerina. Yes,
Teacher, page what?
that's page 51. So the princess started by saying, I got out of a terrible place. I got out of a terrible place. Of course, here referring to the orphanage, the place where she was raised in. So I got out of a terrible place. I had no idea where would be here, where I would be here. Here where? Right now, in my lifetime, after many years from getting out from the orphanage. I had no idea what was happening or gonna happen to me. I'm living my dream every single day now. So, although that she suffered a lot, she had a lot of misery and sadness in her life as a child, yet she could reach her dream eventually. She was born in Sierra Leone in 1995. Her parents named her Mabinti, but unfortunately, they both died in a civil war. What is the difference between war and civil war?
Can I answer?
Yes, Abdul Malik?
A civil war means a war between like a country, one country.
Nice.
Like people in the country, some of them are on this side and some of them are on the other side.
Bravo, bravo. Excellent. And war alone?
What, teacher?
War alone. War alone.
War alone is a war between countries, two
Nice,
or
bravo.
more.
Excellent, Abdul Malik. So, we're speaking about civil war happened in her own town. It means that the people in the town or in her country started fighting each other. And by fighting each other, eventually it led to the death of thousands and maybe millions of innocent lives inside that country. And unfortunately for the prince, her parents were victims of that war. So, after she was tilted into an orphanage, she didn't have a name, but she was numbered. She was given a number. And all the girls, not only her, but all the girls inside that orphanage were numbered from 1 to 27. So how many girls lived in that orphanage?
27.
27, probably. So what is the reason for calling them numbers? What do you think?
The lowest is the most favorite and the highest is the least favorite.
Nice, bravo, 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 bravo. So we have the common core here, or the reason that we want is that if you are number 1, it means you are the best girl in the orphanage. If you are number 27, it means you are the worst girl in the orphanage. Do you think this is type of social discrimination?
Yes.
Of course it is. Of course. So she recalls means remembers. 1 was the favorite child of the orphanage and 27 was the least favorite. So if you are number 1, it means you are the best kid or child in the orphanage and vice versa. DePrince herself, she was number 27. Does it mean that she was the best or the worst?
The worst, because
The worst.
of her skin condition.
Bravo, because of her skin condition. And that because she suffered from vitiligo, which is a condition in which patches of skin lose their pigmentation. Pigmentation means the dye in the skin or the color of the skin. But do you think that as an enough cause for her to become number 27? Because she only had
No.
skin condition?
No.
Losing pigmentation will make you the worst girl in school?
No, it's not supposed to be like that.
That's not supposed to be like that. So the people in the orphanage, they were not just people. Meaning
They were
that
evil
they were not
people.
fair. They were evil people. Bravo. So they were bad people. Okay? Because right now, a girl was born with a condition of her skin. She had nothing, absolutely nothing to deal with that case. No one of us chose how he looks. He was born like that. So I would never, ever try to discriminate people according to their shapes. Because I didn't choose how I look. And none of you did, right?
Yes, teacher.
So never, ever, ever try to judge a person by his skin. There is a proverb in English which we say, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. Meaning
Teacher,
that,
I have a question.
yes,
If we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, then why is there a cover?
because the cover protects it. The cover is a part from the book.
Okay,
The
what
cover
if it's
provides you with a hint about the book. Like
so
this
we
cover,
should judge it by its cover?
like this cover for that reading comprehension. Just from the cover, we spent like 20 or 25 minutes just explaining the cover. So we had a lot of information about the reading comprehension just from the cover. But some books, unfortunately, they have very bad covers. And this would lead someone which is about to read them to neglect them or not to have any attention or attraction to that book. What? Clicking? Like this? Yeah, because I'm using the mouse. Like this? Okay?
Teacher, I hear the clicking too.
I hear a 3.
Do you hear this?
Yep. So, back to our pigmentation condition. which is the loss of some dye in the skin. Dye, D-Y-E, means color. So the loss of the skin color, it's called vitiligo. Vitiligo, the loss of pigmentation. So simply, we can just figure out from this line that the people in the orphanage were not good people, but they were bad people because they judged little girls without any fairness or without any just by the look, the color of the skin, perhaps hair. So just things that those girls had nothing to just deal with. So to the aunties, the aunties are the women in the orphanage. To the aunties who ran the orphanage, ran not to run like a runner. No, ran means manage. And here, the aunties who managed the orphanage, it was an evidence of the evil spirit. So because DePrince had a loss of pigmentation, so the girls or the women, the aunties in that orphanage, considered her to be an act of evil, an act of evil, bad thing. So of course this is not true. It was evidence of the evil spirit within the 3-year-old girl. She still recalls the fierce antagonism of the women. Antagonism means bad reaction and bad dealing and treatment.
So the number one orphan had an evil spirit, right?
No, number 27, DePrince.
Ah, okay.
Alright? So
But it
they
says.
even gave her number 27 because of this.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Alright. Paragraph number 6. سعود المدحمي, can you read? سعود. عبد الوهاب.
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher معلش
عبد الملك.
Teacher, you called me or سعود الغامدي?
Yes, teacher, I'm Abdul Wahab.
Yes, عبد الوهاب سعود المدحمي.
Yes,
Saud,
teacher.
start reading paragraph number 6.
Number 6. Number 6.
Yes.
Okay. They thought of me a devil child. They told me every day how I wasn't going to go and get adopted because nobody would want to have devil's child. She says.
Nice. So what does this mean?
That they hate her.
They hate yes. I was saying
And they hated her because?
Her skin condition.
So not because she was bad,
Yes.
but because of something that
They
she
think
could not
it's devil.
deal with. Yes?
They think it's devil.
Yes. They believe that anything strange or out of order is the action of the devil, and it shall be put to death. Although that the girls in the orphanage were encouraged not to play with her, DePrince formed a close friendship with the girl number 26. So from all the girls inside the school, she would now just become a friend with number 26, which is supposed to be the one before the worst student in the orphanage. But let's see if she was bad or not. Why do you think she was bad?
Teacher, your
Because
mic
she
isn't
was
working.
left-handed.
Because she was left hand.
Left-handed.
So once again, because she was a left-handed girl, they also thought it was the action of the devil, and it shall be put to an end. Stupidity.
I use my left hand for most of the stuff I do.
It's totally acceptable to use both your hands. That's why our God have given us two. But for those who think that people with the writing with their right hand are far more better than those writing in their left hand,
Or your religion is better than the other.
yeah, exactly. Our God has given us the free will to choose whatever you want. Choose to be a Muslim, be a Christian, be a Jewish. But before you choose, start searching. If you start your search, you will find out that all of these religions have come from one source. That's why we say all prophets since Adam, peace be upon him, till our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all of them are Muslims. In the Holy Quran, our Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, he says, and say, I'm the first Muslim. And our Prophet Abraham, he came long ago before our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So all prophets since Adam till our Prophet, peace be upon him, all of them came with the same message, which is Islam. But the only difference is that each one comes to complete the one before him. Until our Prophet, peace be upon him, he completed the message. But all of them are Muslims. All of them came from God. And we Muslim, we believe in all of the prophets and messengers of our God. Right?
Yes.
We do not segregate among them. Segregate means making any difference between them, as it's mentioned in the Holy Quran, and those who do not make segregation among prophets. All right, boys? So,
Yes.
on the other hand, we find people like those with just, what can we say? I don't want to say they are stupid, but let's say that they are not smart. They do not think with their own minds. So, as a result, they thought because a girl had a problem in her skin color, then she's the action of the devil. Or because another child writes with her left hand, she's also an action of a devil. So that's pure stupidity. That's not even close to be smart human. You have a brain. Think with your brain. Our God says that, or say, we have created you in nations to know each other. We have created you in nations and in different peoples in order to know each other. That's correct, right?
Yes.
So do not segregate among people. Do not make any social discrimination among people because it's prohibited. Okay, paragraph number 9, Mu'adh. Can you read, please?
Teacher,
Yes,
did we
Ollie.
read paragraph from number 8?
Teacher, I read.
8. The pair shared the sleeping mat at night when Michaela had bad dreams. Her mat mate would soothe her with kind words and stories. And that's actually the best thing among people, to know each other, to start to sympathy each other, to start by saying good words to each other. If one of you is ill, you visit him, and vice versa. Becoming friends. That's why our God created us. Number 9.
Can I read?
You have read Abdul Malik. We need someone who didn't. Abu Subih. What's your first
Teacher, I
name?
didn't read. Oh, no, never
Really?
mind. Never mind. I forgot.
The background.
I forgot.
Okay. Abu Subih, what's your first name? Or Abu Sabah?
أبو سبعة.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Abu Sabah, do you have a mic? Amir?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, paragraph number 9, please.
Oh, what?
Read paragraph number 9, please.
Okay. Her memories of early childhood are fragmentary, moments of piercing clarity which have been reassembled in date order. She believes it was soon after witnessing the killing of her teacher that she stumbled upon something that was to shape the rest of her life. A discarded magazine.
All right. So what do we have here? So we have a memory of her childhood, and the memory was very fragmentary, meaning very sad, very bad, very obsessed, very bad memory. Because her parents died, lived in an orphanage, no one was kind to her. So that's a big problem. Yet, moment of piercing charity, which have been resembled in date order, she believes it was soon after witnessing the killing of her teacher. So her teacher was murdered. Why? Why would a teacher be murdered? So simply because she stumbled upon something that was shaped the rest of her life. And this, of course, is a discarded magazine, means left magazine, or a magazine that no one reads anymore. So what was in that magazine? In paragraph number 10, Tariq,
Yes, teacher.
read paragraph number 10, please.
Okay. There was a lady on it. She was on her table toes and this pink, beautiful turtle. I had never seen anything like this. A costume that stuck out with glitter on it, with just so much beauty. I could just see the beauty in the person and the hope and the love and just everything that I didn't have.
So we're speaking about once she saw a photo of a ballerina, she became fascinated with her clothes, how she dresses, how she moves, how she starts to just dance with her body. That's something new to her. That's something awesome, and that what just put the uh, fiction for ballet in her mind. And I just thought, wow, this is what I wanna be. Like for example, when you see a doctor doing a very uh, critical operation, you wish to become like him. When you find someone famous, you want to become like him. And that's what happened. She saw the image and she wanted to become like the image. But unfortunately, we have a problem. The patches on her body. What would she do about them? So, DePrince ripped the photograph out of the magazine and, for the lack of anywhere else to keep it, stuffed the treasure scrap in her underwear. And this tells us about how harsh the aunties in the orphanage were. They were very harsh women. Okay, they didn't deal in kindness with the girl. For example, one day the orphanage was warned it would be harmed, and the children themselves were marched to a distant refugee camp.
Sorry, I forgot my mic open.
Okay. In that refugee camp, what would happen? Here, DePrince learned that her beloved mate was to be adopted. And that's another big problem. Right now, she had no one to trust in, but her mate. And now the mate is gonna be adopted by family, and you will never see her again. Of course, this made her very, very sad. But an American woman, her name was Elaine DePrince, and that's where DePrince brought her name. Elaine DePrince had come to the camp in order to adopt the child number 26, her mate. But once she saw of the issue, SOUGHT, started to think and to search about this issue. If I take the girl number 26, then I'll have to take the girl number 27. And that's exactly what she did. She took both kids, 26 and 27. Any
Teacher,
questions? Yes?
when will the class end?
The class ends in 2 minutes. Any other question?
No,
Sorry.
teacher, I'm good.
So please do